What is up, everybody? Hello, Allison. Hello, welcome, guys. Oh my gosh, so a lot of new stuff has happened, and I've added a bunch of stuff to my stream. I have Chatbox working finally on screen, and I have my alerts set up finally. I'm so excited because I've been trying to get it to work for so long, and no matter what I do, it just won't work. But I think today we'll have to wait until somebody like follows or does something cool, but I'm pretty sure I've got it figured out. So I'm really excited about it. Hi Pelium! Says, I'm so excited, this is the first time I've been able to catch a stream. Yes, so that's the other exciting thing, is that usually I stream in the evening, my time, and then all of the people who are in other places, it's like the middle of the night for them, so I never get to like talk to you guys, and so I'm really excited. I think I might try to stream in the morning-ish time for me more regularly so that I can make it a little bit more convenient for all of you, but we'll see how it goes. Yes, so okay, I'm not trying to be tricky here, Hive Market. They're not all painted. They are all underpainted. So they're all built, obviously, they're all primed, and they're all underpainted. So this is just the underpainting on most of them. I do have two that are painted. I'm so excited to show them to you guys. This is so exciting for me. This can be a really fun drinking game if everyone would just take a shot every time I say the word excited, because like normally when I do an army set review, I'm filming like a whole video and then I'm editing it and then I'm cutting most of everything out. And so it's just not as like candid, but when this set got announced, I was so thrilled and so excited because I used to play vampire counts, and then when Age of Sigmar came out, it's like my army got split into a bunch of different armies, and so I was gonna start a Soulblight Gravelord army, and I did, but then I started painting Space Wolves, and then I like fell into the 40k pit all over again, and then so I've just been, I don't know, I've been kind of like on the fence about Age of Sigmar, but then Cities of Sigmar came out, I started that army, and now here I am clowning once again because I just couldn't resist putting these guys together and reading about them and starting to paint them. So I guess we'll just see what happens. Head Market says I should specify they're all built with paint on them. Yes, they are all built with paint on them. Hey Jared, welcome. So happy to have you. Okay guys, so I think what is going to happen is what I had planned in my brain is that first I'm just going to show you all of the sculpts, and again they're all underpainted, so it might be a little bit hard to like really determine what they look like in their normal form because I did do all of their underpainting, but I'll just go ahead and show you them, talk about build options because I have some things that I need to share regarding the build options. I'll show you my painted guys, and then if anyone has any questions about like their rules. The thing is, I don't actively play Age of Sigmar, so I think I can like carry a conversation about it. I know enough about the game to like talk about it, but I'm definitely not a pro or anything like that. But I can definitely show you their cards, and I can kind of talk to you about the way that I'm going to run my army, because it's a little complicated, as you know, with Age of Sigmar or with any any Games Workshop game. It's not as easy as just like buy army set and play army set. There are all these little like caveats and different keywords and the whole shebang. So yeah, we can get into that a little bit after I show you these incredible sculpts. Helium says they look so good. Thank you. Yeah, we're very early stages, but so this guy is done, and I photographed this guy late last night and posted him on Instagram, and I feel like the photos I took were like not really showing what he actually looks like, because I like did a lot of like texture work on his wings, and like the coloring's kind of cool and everything, but then when I took the pictures I was so rushed because I was so tired, and I was just like boom, I'm just gonna get this done, and I wish I had taken a little bit more time on them because I just feel like those pictures didn't quite show what he looks like. I feel like on camera right now you can't really tell what he looks like. He looks better in real life, says everyone ever, but like really he looks a lot better in real life, but I'm so happy with him. They're awesome models. Your AOS Temptations have both been killer releases. Yeah, right? They're really killing it recently with the new Age of Sigmar stuff. It's just completely pulled me in. completely pulled me in. The photos did look great. Thank you, Malev. I appreciate it. I don't think they look terrible, but it sucks when you paint something and then no matter what you do, you just can't get it to like look the way that it does in real life. It's just frustrating, but I'm happy with them. I took a picture of this just on my desk with my phone, and that picture came out exponentially better than with my whole photography setup and my actual camera. So I'm thinking about just posting that picture so people can actually see. But the main thing that doesn't show in the pictures is it doesn't even really show as much as it should here. It's just the wings. I spent so much time stippling them and like it took forever, and then in pictures you just can't tell. And I think that's also because of the position of him. So I took the picture, you know, like head on, and the light didn't curve under. I think if I had moved my light sources lower, maybe it would have caught better, but whatever. Let's see here. Congrats, Hypeset. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Head Market. Hockey Cowboy says, for real, that looks really good right now. Thank you. I know, I'm happy with them. It's just for the amount of time I put in. I need to take some better pictures. Oh, hi, Figuratively Speaking Minis. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. This guy's actually tiny, even though he looks huge because he's on this statue thing and he has his wings all spread, but the actual model is not much bigger. Like his body's not much bigger than the regular ghoul infantry. So, but he has a big table presence because of those crazy wings and because he's perched up high. And I thought about actually perching him up even higher so the statue could be on a rock that could be on the base, but then I was like, no, like that's too extra. And I didn't do it. Hey Wrath, how are you? Josh says, you're painting on a Saturday afternoon. I have 3 kids. 2 of them are twins and a 6-year-old. Oh my gosh, how old are your twins? So I have a 5-year-old who will be 6. He's like 5.5. And then I have 2 15-month-old twins. So it's wild over here. Yeah, my husband Finn is watching the kids for me so that I can do the Saturday stream because I never get to do a Saturday stream. And I'm so excited about it. I feel like I get like new people because 50% of the people I know on the internet are asleep when I normally stream. Pelium says, my dog has recently taken to coming over and sniffing my Necromunda rulebook. Does that count as him being into codex sniffing? Absolutely. And actually, I have the book here. After I show you all the models, we're gonna give it a nice big whiff. It is crispy, you guys. It is Krispy Kreme. I don't know if they're doing something new with the print, but like all of the new army sets are so delectable the second you open the box. I mean, they've always smelled good since the beginning of time, but this is something new. Oh, Zambies is here. Hi, Zambies. Those models are so cool. Not as cool as you. Thank you, friend. I know, actually, I remember you posted something about them, and then they just remind me of you. Like, truly. I feel like they're so your vibe. They're so fun. And just, they're gorgeous. They're simply gorgeous. Yes, new Flesh Eater Quartz. That's what we're going to be looking at today. I will eventually get started. I'm just having so much fun talking to you all in chat. Hi, Commander. Welcome. Okay, guys. So Josh says, as they get older, they need you more mentally and physically. It's always a thing, no matter what age they are. Yeah, like as soon as you're out of like certain phases, then other phases start. I totally get it. The follower pop-up thingy worked. Yay! Did you see? I missed it. I was looking at chat, but thank you, Allison, for telling me. That means we're officially rocking and rolling, guys, little by little. Look, there it goes. Yes. Thank you, Commander, for the follow. Isn't that graphic so cute? I love it. I love it so much. Okay, let's get started, guys. First, I want to show you the regular battle line troops. And so these guys, I think if you're running a Morgaunt army, they count as battle line. Otherwise, I think they're elite, but they run in units of 10, okay? And you have the option. Oh, hold on, my throat feels tickly. You have Bonafide Twitch streamer now. Oh yeah, we're getting legit. So you have the option of swords or halberds, however you say that. I'm not weapon savvy, by the way. These big slingy things right here. So what I did, because I don't know a whole lot about what I wanted to do with the army, I built 1 unit of each. So I did 1 unit with the swords and 1 unit with the 2-handed weapons. And actually, I need to point out early in the stream, it's pertinent information, you guys. And I was watching Louise Sugden's stream and she was talking about these specifically. These have like saggy boobs, and I love that. I freaking love that. I feel like, and what she was saying, she put it way better than like I think I could. Their boobies are out, and it makes so much sense, because it's like, if the mask looking ghouls are just running around all crazy, like, they're ghouls, they're not gonna be putting bras on, they're gonna have them out slinging around. I feel like if they flip quickly to the side, they could slap you with one of these. Truly, they look how ghoul boobs would look. Like, they're not all like perky and like meant for like, you know, the idea of like looking at in a sexual way. They're just natural, free-flowing breasts, and I feel like that's what we need more of, you know? They just look great, they really do. It's believable that this is what ghoul titties would look like, and I'm here for it, and I love that they're out and free. I haven't decided if I'm going to be painting like little nips on them. I probably will, and I'm excited about that. I feel like, let me see, I think like 30 or 40% of them are femme presenting, so that's really cool. Actually, maybe a little bit less. Most of these, you don't have build options, by the way, guys. They're just monopose. You have head options, you can swap their heads out, but as far as like all the arms go, they're like slotted in. You can't maneuver them whatsoever. But yeah, let's take a look at a few of these. Let me get caught up on chat real quick. They look like that one Underworld set. Yeah, so they're like the quality of God, what's the name of that Underworld's kit? I have them. If anyone knows, put it in chat. But yeah, they're super high quality sculpts. The trade-off is that they are monopose, and that's kind of the thing, is that they're really super dynamic, but you can't really customize them at all. So blunt weapon sidearm. Flesh bags. Yes, flesh bags be smacking. Free the nips. Yes, I am all about it. Free the nips. I actually started painting this one that I'm showing you. So like, I'm gonna paint these super, like, the regular battle lines are gonna be super speed painty, mostly dry brushing, but doing the underpainting still gives them a bit of intrigue, even if you're just speed painting them. So glad GW is taking representation seriously enough to sneak those undead boobs in. Exactly. I feel like there's representation in like it's confusing, because I feel like some people believe representation is just like an overly sexualized female sculpt, and that's exactly the opposite of what I think needs to happen. Not that I'm against like sexualized female sculpts, because women's bodies are just gorgeous, and we're works of art, and that is just what it is. But I think it's important to have representation in other forms as well. The female body that's not like on display for the purpose of being sexualized, such as this. And if you do find this sexual, then you might need to talk to someone. But like, it's just natural, and it just is what it is, and they're just doing their own thing. Sigmar minis are amazing. I just got into Warhammer and jumped headfirst into 40k as 10th had just come out. Now seeing all these amazing Sigmar minis, I kind of regret not doing the Age of Sigmar set. Do both, my friend. Do both. You don't have to limit yourself. I mean, financially it's rough if you're getting into both, but yeah. I'm definitely more of a fantasy person myself. And I think I'm into 40k. I play 40k regularly, more so than Sigmar, because of the hype around it, but as far as like just setting goes, definitely like fantasy. I miss the process of the black, white, red. Wait, what? Really well said on the monopose conundrum. Yes, so here's my idea or my thoughts about monopose. Let me get a few of these up so I can show you what I'm talking about. They are super dynamic. Their poses are great. They look natural. They look incredibly creepy. But you don't have variation. This guy with his arm up in the air, he's the same. So he comes with 2 squads of 10. So if I were to run both of them with one-handed weapons, I would have 2 of this. I could swap the head out, but that's about it. And I feel like the monopose thing is better with warbands or with singular units that you don't have to run multiples of, because I just cannot stand repeat sculpts. I can't. And I get it's like a trade-off. You get more dynamic poses for the trade-off of potentially having repeat sculpts if you're running more than one of the units. I don't like it. I just don't. And I feel like I'd almost rather have less dynamic poses and just be able to kind of customize them, you know? But like, they really do look good. Look at this. Look how creepy. Look how creepy. They're gorgeous. But yeah, I actually didn't. So for this unit with the two-handed weapons, let me find the musician. So cool. The musician and the standard bearer. They're so cool. But I didn't include a musician and standard bearer in the second unit because I couldn't have the repeat sculpts on the table, and I know that's probably silly. Whoever I'm playing with, I'm probably just gonna tell them that, oh, this unit has a standard bearer and a musician, but I didn't include those builds in the second unit because there's no way to customize them other than head swaps. And I can't imagine having two of these identical flags. Maybe if I was like more patient, I could have kit bashed something or sculpted something to make them different, but I just was on a time crunch and I was like, I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. As far as the drummer goes, I just can't imagine running two of these identical sculpts. Is anyone else like that? I feel like, is that just a me thing? Would you rather, like, would you sacrifice having a musician and standard bearer in your second unit if it meant that the sculpts were going to be identical? Is that just me? I don't know. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Let's see. Didn't miss it. She had them pre-built underpainted prior to stream. Oh yeah, I did not do this right now. Yeah, no worries. High Market says, well, it's what you were saying with the Votan Femme heads. It's great being reflective of reality. Yes, absolutely. Will the Flesh Eater course be going on play on? That is a really good question. I don't know if they're seeking that. I know that they're primarily focused on 40k. It makes it like 40k performs a lot better because of all the 40k hype. So I don't know. I think I had talked to them about appearing with my Cities of Sigmar stuff, but I don't actually know if I'll be rolling up with these. I guess we'll have to see. Let me show you a few more of these while I get through chat. Sorry about, I was so excited to get cracking on the army and make progress that I'm realizing the underpainting now is kind of distracting from the sculpts themselves. But let me show you really quickly, like, so if you're confused about, Stephanie, why the heck are the front of these red and then the back of them blue? It's because I'm going for a kind of atmospheric thing. I have it here on this guy. So I don't have the rider finished on here, but like if you look from the back, it's dark. And then if you look from this side, it's like he's like kind of walking into the abyss of hell. That's kind of how I'm imagining it. But when playing, like looking down, how I'll be viewing them from the table, it's a really cool effect to have the base so different, the front to the back, and I really, really like it. I like the hellish kind of feel from the front, but then the cool, creepy feel from the back. I'm really into that these days, so that's why I did it. But this is one of the Morbeg Knights, and this is actually, I think this is the musician. Where's the writer? Hold up. Here she is. I haven't really gotten far on her. Oh! Guys, I'm all over the place, I'm sorry, but another really cool thing is that all of these are pegged. It looks like they kind of have little like ghoul penises, but actually they're just pegs, and then you just put them in, so it's really great if you want to do some sub-assembly on the riders and the mounts. And with these like monopose kits, I was really worried about that because sometimes they go together in such a strange way that you don't have the option of separating the rider from the mount, but these ones are just perfect. They just pop right on and off. No harm, no foul. Super, super easy. I really appreciated that because the assembly wasn't as straightforward as I would have liked. Let's see. I hate Banner Musician even more in 3-man units. Right. It's terrible. Let's see. Hive Market says 5-man IG. Okay. That's not for me. The mount looks so cute. Yeah, oh my gosh, they're adorable, aren't they? I thought the same thing. Look at him, like he thinks he's really, really vicious and he's growling all cutely. I thought the exact same thing. I think they're adorable. Oh, thank you for following. Is it Semi-Serious Nerd? Love the screen name. But yeah, I think they're so sweet. They're so sweet. Like he's really taking his job seriously. Look at him. Look at him. I love them. The mount looks awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Malev. I appreciate it. It really is fun, and I feel like because the whole like army set is underpainted, I feel like even though they're not obviously painted, if I'm playing games in the meantime, at least they have some color on them, you know? This is the Big Daddy guy. I actually need to put more basing material on him. I use crackle paste, and I guess it was expired. And I don't know if you knew this, but crackle paste can expire, and if it does, it falls quite a bit more and it doesn't leave as much texture. So this just literally looks like I glued it straight to the base. So I'm gonna have to fix that. But I like the idea of this model a lot. I think it's really cool, but I would have loved to see him more upright. I feel like he has so much potential, like for a creepy underbelly, and like he has these kind of winged arms, and I feel like if he was like stretched out with his arms overhead, I think that would have been more epic. I don't really like the hunched over aspect of him. I think it's a great concept, but yeah, I would have liked maybe if he was even like perched on a higher rock or something, you know what I mean, like higher up, it would have been more epic and he would have had a more commanding presence. But I still like him. I'm still gonna paint him, just not as thrilled as Sammy says. I'm gonna need to buy these two. Let's see here. More so about box sets, menu swap to get started. Hi Marky, you're confusing me. I keep thinking you're talking to me. Can you hold a regular ghoul up next to the Big Daddy? Yes, absolutely. So I can do a little size comparison here. So this is one of the regular battle lines. So this is the size of the Big Daddy. Hold on, let me check the card because I forgot what this guy's at. Oh, the Vargulf Courtier. Vargulf Courtier is his name. And he's big. He's big. I don't remember what size base this is. I think 70 millimeter potentially. It's obviously an oval. But yeah, he's big. And then next to this guy here, this is what we've got going on. So you're getting a decent amount of, if it'll focus, hold up. It's not focusing. One sec. Oh, there we go. So you're getting a decent amount of like bigger models. You're getting the 20 little guys, but then you get the 3 more Beg Knights. You get the big Courtier Daddy guy, and then you get the winged guy. So let's see. This is, hold on. Wish I had a third arm. Let me actually hold up the one I haven't started painting so you can get a clearer idea. So the base on this guy is way bigger. And then this is what we got. They're cool, aren't they? These freaking, I was on the fence about like, oh, am I really gonna start another new army? That's so foolish, whatever. It's these freaking bat cavalry guys. Like, I love them. I love the design of them. I think it's a little silly how they just have like these specks of meat in between their wing bones and they can fly effectively somehow. I love the look of it. It doesn't make sense, but it doesn't need to make sense, you know? It doesn't need to make sense. Look at this guy. He's like especially snarly. Look at him. And there's so many head options for these. The heads are in 3 parts. And you know, you can't customize the pose. Like, it sucks because I wanted to run several units of these and they have these pre-made things on their bases. I guess you could get around that by just sculpting something for some variants, although I doubt my ability to sculpt anything that wouldn't pale in comparison to this. But like, the only customization options you have for these are the heads and then the heads on the riders. That's it. Otherwise, if you're running multiple units of these, they are looking the same. So I think it's tricky again because you want to run a musician and you want to run a standard bearer. But if you're running more than one unit and you want each of those units to have those things, you're gonna have to do some kit bashing or something. Or you can just run identical sculpts, but again, that's not my jam. Yeah, he is pretty big. He is pretty big. Oh, thank you for the follow. You guys, I love my new alert system. They're so cute. It makes me happy when I see it. Hi, Christian. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the heart. Jericola says magic. How do reindeers fly? You know, Zannies, that is a wonderful point. That is a wonderful point. If reindeers are getting up in the sky, then these little meat flaps are soaring and flying. Good point. But yeah, these guys are super dope. Here's the leader, I think, the champion here on the right. And funny story, so you can tell I did not finish spraying this, and that is because I was running late to pick my kid up from school, and then the airbrush got clogged, of course, and then I had to choose between cleaning the airbrush or finishing airbrushing before going to pick my kid up. But yeah, I'm gonna have to fix him before I start painting him, or else he'll look really wonky. But they're just gorgeous. These freaking Bat Cavalry. This one has like, let me see if I can get up close and if it'll focus. There we go. On his face, he has like a bone mask on him. On the mount, I mean, he has like, it looks to be the skull of one of his own kind. Focus, there we go. And I just love that. I just love it so much. I glued him to the base completely wrong. You can see, again, I was in a rush. His front leg is dangling off the front, and then back here this is supposed to sit flush, and it looks great from this angle but not from that angle. So we're gonna have to do some work on him before I start painting him, but it shouldn't be too rough. Bat Masterson. Most GW models don't make sense, but they are cool. Yeah, we don't need to make sense here, we just need to look cool. Okay, reindeer can channel their methane exhaust using their built-in ass jets. Exactly. Helium says, I'm a complete noob to how AOS works. Are standards and musicians required? No, so they are optional, and they give you something. It's different for every unit and every army, but they add something. Usually like a boost to your morale, or they buff some stats. It just depends on what it is. But so it's optional. But gosh, just to run identical sculpts, I just can't. So I will probably just tell whoever I'm playing against that I'm running everything with a standard bearer and with a musician and a champion, but not build them all as such, because I could try to kit bash. If I really put my mind to it, I could, but I feel like I don't have enough deadly bits, you know? I have Space Wolf bits for days. I do not have very many deadly bits, so I don't really know. These are pretty darn cool. They really are. They really are. I'm always happy to get, you know, the GW box. I'm always so happy to open it, and I'm so grateful to be sponsored, but some things are more exciting than others. And this was one of the ones I was so hyped about. When it got announced, I was just like hoping and hoping and hoping that I would get it, because, you know, they don't give every release to every person on their list. They kind of like, it's kind of random, it feels like, so you never really know, but I was really pumped about this one. Hello, is it Guile Torturo? You guys, trying to pronounce people's screen names like makes me anxious because I feel like I'm gonna get it wrong no matter what. I want to make a warband with these. Yes, I feel like the sculpts are dynamic enough. I feel like the battle line ones are more simplistic, which is good, because what I hate, and this is kind of what put me off of working through my Cities of Sigmar models, the regular battle line units that you need a ton of were too detailed. They're exquisite and they're beautiful, but they were too detailed for me. I wish that this would just stay focused. Every time I move even a millimeter, it's not focused anymore. What was I saying? Yeah, so I got really bad fatigue from painting my Cities of Sigmar stuff for that reason. I feel like they'll make a fantastic warband, but I just don't have the energy to paint that detailed models across an entire army. And I did it for my Votann, which was crazy. I did non-metallic metal for my entire Votann army, and I swore I would never do that again. In come Cities of Sigmar, non-metallic metal once again. I don't know, I have issues because I very easily could have predicted the way that was going to go, and I got tired. But these are not overly detailed, and I think these only count as battle line if you're running, I think it's a Morgaunt army, which is one of the sub-factions, but we can look at the book in a second. Otherwise, I think they're elites, but if you're running that sub-faction, then these are considered battle line. Another thing is that if you have this guy as your general, then the Morbeg Knights also count as battle line. So that's exciting, because I'm not trying to run 40 little guys across the battlefield. I just have no interest in doing that. I'd rather have less guys on the table and have them be beefier. That's just like my personal preference. I can't get into the whole horde army thing. It's just not my thing, not for painting, and not even for like, okay, it's my movement phase and I'm sitting there moving like 80 things across I don't want to. So we've run into an issue Because if this guy's my general, fantastic, because then the Morbeg Knights count as battle line. But the problem is that I want the big daddy guy. I'm not talking about this little big daddy guy. I'm talking about this guy. I want this guy to be my general. And if you run him, you have to run him as your general. You don't have an option. He has one of those little, where is it? He's a War Master. If this unit is included in your army, it's treated as a general even if it's not the model picked to be the army's general. So, if I run this guy as my general, I can't run the other guy as my general, and then my Morbeg Knights are not considered battle line, and this is what's giving me a headache, because I would love to have like a fully flight-based army for the most part. I know they're not all going to be flying, but I would love to just run units and units and units of these, and now I'm just like confused and I don't know what I'm going to do. Let's get caught up on chat. War drums, bagpipes, skulls, you know the standard Spotify of AOS. Do they work sort of like bards, or are they just there to beg for beer and leech off of nearby humans? If you're within 3 inches of a musician, skip around. So hold on, let me read. Like, there's different things. So like, so for these guys, which are the mounted guys, the bat unit, it says 1 in every 3 models can be a horn blower. Add 1 to run rolls and charge rolls for this unit if it includes any horn blowers. So they're just like little buffs like that. And then for the Crypt Guard, if they have a musician, hold on, it says 1 in every 10 models in this unit can be a drummer. Add 1 to run rolls and charge rolls. Yeah, so it's just kind of like the same thing. And again, I've dabbled in and out of Age of Sigmar. I'm not a regular player, so I feel like every time I play, I'm relearning, because like, you know, there's such a big gap in between whenever I do play that I feel like a beginner, even though I've been in the hobby for a while. So I'm not really sure like how pertinent that would be. The standard bearer says 1 in every 10 models can be a standard bearer. While this unit includes a standard bearer, if this unit fails a battle shock test, have the number of models that flee rounding down. So yeah. And I don't think you have to like pay extra points to run them as such. So I don't think it's a big deal if you just don't build them as such and then just tell your opponent. I could be wrong about that. I don't really know. Yeah, so I don't really know how to pronounce this guy's name. Usharan, I want to say. This guy is so sick. I love him and I cannot wait to get my hands on this model. I do not have him. I don't know if he's going to get sent to me. If he's not, I am going to be buying him because he is so sick. And he's big. I was looking at him next to like in the book I'll show you in a second. It shows him next to the regular troops and he is ginormous. You can have 2 generals? What? This changes everything. Is that true? Guys, is that true? You can have 2 generals. That would just make everything so much easier for me. I didn't know that, because then I can just run both of them and have a ton of Morbeg Knights and not have to run all of these little itty bitty guys, because I would have my battle line requirement. That would be so dope. Usharan is so nice. Shame about the finger fur, but still an awesome model. 2 fun generals. You can have 1 normal general and Usharan would be the second. Okay, that is great. Thank you for telling me that. I've literally been losing sleep over this. So that's so good to hear. Zambi says, I don't know for all factions. I think they're like buffs. Oh yeah, that's right. Musicians actually seem like a pretty cool mechanic. Yeah, and I like in my head whenever I'm playing a game, it's very cinematic. So I like the idea of having, you know, musicians and standard bearers there for the morale, not only just for like the actual buffs, but also for me. Like, it's an exciting thing. Okay, I want to show you the cool pictures in the book, you guys. They're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. The box itself is super glossy. Like, look how glossy this is. Look at it. So glossy. The Cities of Sigmar one is super matte. I kind of like the matte better, but it's whatever. It doesn't matter. Here, let me move these guys out of the way. This is fun. I'm enjoying like doing this live as opposed to filming an army set video, because I feel like if there are any questions you guys actually have, I can like answer them, and instead of spending hours editing, I just get to kind of sit and hang out with you guys. Okay, so, oh shoot, I just dropped my guy. He's okay. You okay? He's okay. I don't know if you can tell, my light is super flickery because we're having the Christmas lights hung outside, and it shares an outlet or like a surge thingy with my light in this room, and it's just like a lot. There's a lot going on. So this is what I was talking about. So these are regular little troops, and then look at how giant this guy is. Look how freaking giant. Like, he's juicy, he's beefy, he's perfect. He is perfect. Yes, the cover is lovely, and the cover is that really nice kind of like matte, not velvet, but like it has, all the new books have, like the special edition books have this finish. The Lizardman one had it, the Votan one has it. I think it's like their special edition of the books. It just feels like really, really nice on your face. It smells so freaking good, you guys. It smells so good. Look at the gold pages. They're so shiny. They're so shiny. Oh, okay, so it's dependent on how many points you have, how many generals you can have. That makes so much sense, duh. Kind of tempted by Flesh Eater Quartz now as well, but got a Mountain of Gray. Yeah, you're in good company. Okay, let's go ahead and take a peek. Let's take a peek. We're not gonna like read everything, but I want to show you guys the art because it is exquisite, and it's giving all like the artwork in all of these battle tomes give me so many ideas for like color schemes and atmosphere. Like this right here was my inspiration for my Gore Chosen. Like the red and like the deep bloodiness of him, like he just looks so dope. He looks so dope. I have one of these in the background. I haven't even built it yet. I had it for my Soulblight Gravelord army, but I think I'm gonna use it for this army, guys. I can almost smell it from here. Yes, here, take a whiff, guys. Take a big whiff on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. It's so crispy. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. And the art, it's so nice. It's so freaking nice. I love all of the flesh tones. I feel like their 2D artists are on point. I almost, this is embarrassing, just now, I almost just pinch zoom. Do you ever do that with like a real life picture? Because I'm so used to pinch zooming on my phone that I was like, I need to see this closer. And I almost just like, oh my God. Even like these little like doodly pictures here, I love them. I freaking love them. Thank you for the follow. I love my alert system, guys. I'm so pumped that it's working now. The last 2 streams it was working on OBS before the stream, and then when the stream started it didn't work. So just to see it working, I don't know what I did different. I'm just not gonna touch anything. I'm just gonna leave it all as is. Wait, I saw Jamie's name somewhere. That's the end of my work break. Glad I got to pop in. Oh, thank you, Hive Market. It's Jamie Dagger's time in just a few hours. Yeah, thank you for being here. Look at this big bloody guy. Look at this big bloody guy. I think this guy is, hold up. So there's a model I want to enter in Golden Demon, but I already have too many entries. This guy, the Abhorrent Arc Regent, or however you say that. Look at him. He's perfect, and I think he'd be such a cool entry. But I have 3 entries, and the chances of me finishing the ones I already have started is very slim, so maybe next year or the following year. But yeah, this guy's probably my favorite from the whole army. He's not new, he's just cool. And then it talks about the sub-factions. I feel like the cool thing about like sub-factions for this specific army is that you don't really have to worry about like color schemes because they're all just dead creepy guys. Even if some are like tend to be more one color or the other, it doesn't actually matter. I feel like you could run them as whatever you want. But like I thought, oh my God, you can probably hear my kid. Dude, I swear to God, like when they were little infants, I was so excited for them to like be older and be doing more. And now they're nuts. Like they're just running around rabid. Like my living room is a WWE ring. It's like SmackDown on Friday nights, but every day. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I love the colors here on this one. Like the really red, like deep tones, but then blended all the way up to green. And that was what I was going for with my Gore Chosen guy. It just looks so good. So good, so vivid. I think I just knocked something over again, guys. Look at this. Just look at it. Look at the like OSL. I have mad props for 2D artists because it's so hard to get these effects on 3D minis, and then just to think about like the process of, do you guys hear that? Oh, it's my phone. Oh, my grandma's calling me. Oh, I want to answer, but I'm not. I'll call her back. Just like the idea of getting like these types of OSL effects on 2D, like a 2D surface, is insane to me. My brain just can't. My brain just can't. Okay, let me get to the actual like army pictures. Look at, oh my, you guys. We were talking about like schlingy titties earlier and I saw this and I thought for a moment that that's what was going on, but these are in fact knees. These are the knees of this thing, not the breastulars. That's so funny. Did anyone else think that? Look at these. Whoops. Okay, here we go. This is what I was talking about. So we have this big guy, another juicy size comparison. It does look like he's kind of perched a little bit like 4 steps up on his base, but even so, he's towering so high over the basic infantry that it's wild, like the size of him. It's actually crazy. And I am so excited to get my hands on this model. I haven't been this excited in a while. That's quite an image. I got paid my Christmas bonus from work yesterday. This stream is making me want to go buy this army set. Sorry. It really is a juicy set though. They're not all like, the army sets are nice no matter what, but this is one of the better ones, I would say. So like it's kind of showing some of the details on him. Look, he has like all these cool heads and stuff hanging off the back of him. I freaking love dangly heads. Like the more the merrier. It's just so cool. Like I just imagine him like eating people and then using their heads as these cute little ornaments on his body. And just imagine like the smell of him. Just imagine like what this army would smell like, you know? Okay, so these are the Crypt Flayers. I think if you're running a Hollowmourne army, or was it, I'll have to look at the back of the book when we get there. One of them, you can run these as battle line, which would be dope. Can you imagine just running like 3 units of these and then just flying around all crazy all over the place? I want something like that. I haven't decided what. I don't know if it's going to be these or if it's going to be the Bat Cavalry, but one way or the other, I will slip out of running like 40 little dudes and run fewer big dudes. Look how daintily he's holding that scepter. Who are we talking about? I feel like I missed it. Okay. So I'm not a huge fan of like heavy metal painting. I respect it. It requires a lot of like precision and skill, but I like a little bit more like variance in tones just for my own personal style. But I will say the paint jobs on these are so nice. I think especially like the flayed flesh on the drum and the flag, they have so much depth to them, and I think they did a really, really, really good job. Also, and I can show you the actual model too, the little things that he has that he's drumming with, those are heads. They're freaking heads. He's using dead people's heads to hit his drum. I love it. It's so dope. I love it so much. And actually, this Gristle Gore right here, that like kind of blue, I think I might paint some of mine in that way. Not all of them. They're not all going to be matchy-matchy. I feel like it's realistic to have them with different skin tones the same way that like any other army would have different skin tones. So I get to have a little bit of fun and experiment with different ones. I'm really pumped about it. Also, the paint job on, there's something. The paint job on these is exquisite. Like, they're so clean, yet so rotten looking at the same time, especially the shield right here. The Heavy Metal team did such a good job. I wish I knew who they were, like, by name, because these look so good. They really do. I haven't decided, so I'm liking like the brown of this one. I haven't decided if, where did mine go? So I'm liking the purple that I did on this one, but I don't know if I'm going to do all three of them different or if they're all going to be like various shades of purple. Like, one's definitely going to be more standy outy from the rest because I want the champion to like look a lot different, but I don't know if I'm going to go purple across the board or just go completely different on each one. I really don't know. I'm happy with the purple, but I kind of want to try out like a more dark blue and then maybe even like a brownish black. I don't know. It's hard for me to make black look interesting. I really struggle with that because I can't imagine like bringing myself to paint something black and then highlight it with just gray. So like usually I highlight black with blue, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to mess around with it. This is the guy I was talking about that I wanted to do for Golden Demon. Look at him. Oh, he's perfect. And like, look how fleshy and raw his wings look. So good. And then here's one of the other Morbid Knights. This one looks like a straight up gargoyle, and I am here for it. He's so sick. This one's face is all like, let's see if I can bring it closer. His face is all like mauled and cool looking. You have, like I said before, multiple head options, which is great. But I wish for more variants on the bodies. I know that that's super like bratty, but like, especially because I want to run multiple units, it's gonna take so much work. I'm gonna have to be like sculpting and doing all kinds of stuff to make them look different. And here's an alternate color scheme for this guy, and I think I like the original one more, although I do like how deep the red is here. But I think that like red shadows with a green base coat is just, it has so much volume, and I think it's harder to get that same volume if you're sticking with all flesh tones like this, like all like standard flesh tones, I mean. Okay, so here we have just a picture of the Warcry warband, and so these guys grew on me. I feel like I thought these like ape things were really weird looking and I didn't like them, and then the more I'm looking at them I want this so bad. Like, look how much fun this one is having. He's just like trotting around all crazy, and he looks like he's truly enjoying himself, and I love that for him. I love it so much. And then like the way that they painted the like rotting bits, like they look all maggoty and creepy on here. It's so well done. I just commend these artists. They did such a good job. Oop, gotta do dishes, make dinner. Okay, thank you, Rad. Thank you. You can do Ushorin, Gore Warden, Flayer Battle Line, and Night Battle Line in Blisterkin. Okay, that's not sounding terrible. I might just do that. These pictures that I'm showing right now are always my favorite in every battle tome and codex. I just love seeing them on a table and like in a scene, and they just look great. See, this guy right here, I was gonna build as a zombie dragon, but I felt like the Morbid Knights needed a mommy, so I'm like 95% sure I'm gonna build it as a Terrorgeist. I don't think I'm gonna put the ghoul on top of it. I think I'm just gonna run it as like a standard Terrorgeist, but I'm waiting until I have a few games with this army under my belt before I decide like what I think I'm more in need of. So we will wait on that. I will refrain from building it for the time being, but it is sitting behind me. Pelium says, I find it so interesting how I cannot like a miniature when I first see it. The more I see it and think about it, my opinion changes. Yes, absolutely. Like, some minis just smack right off the bat. But other ones, they grow, they sneak and they creep and they grow on you. Full flappy army. Yes, like how freaking cool would it be? How cinematic would it be to have like tons and tons of more big knights and then like the big mommy as well, and we're just swooping in. I just love that idea. And even if I obviously haven't played with this army yet, so I don't know if that would make a whole lot of sense and if it would be cohesive, but like I don't care. Like, that is what I want for myself, and I think that's what I'm gonna go for. And okay, so this is something that like is new for all of the new battle tomes. Not new. They used to have more of these little painting guides in all of the old like Warhammer Fantasy books, and then they kind of like downsized on them and didn't include a whole lot, but they're bringing them back recently, and I am so happy about that. I don't follow them, but they're just nice, and any steps that can be taken to bring more new people into the hobby, I just find it so helpful. Like, it's easy. Like, you're new, you get the army box, you read this, it has the Citadel paint that you need right here, and then you can just paint your army, and it's not as overwhelming. Because I feel like even if, like, you know, we're in the age of YouTube where you can go and find any tutorial that could ever possibly exist on the internet, sometimes too much is overwhelming. Like, the internet can be overwhelming. So just to have this in a very simple, straightforward way right here in the book, I just really appreciate that. I really like these cute little painting guides, and they're extensive. There's a whole other page. Look how nice this blue is, you guys. I really want to go blue on some of these. I really want to. I think that the dark skin tone here is a little flat. Like, there's not much variance from the beginning to the end, and I found that if you highlight dark skin with white or cream, then go over it with like a really rich brown, like Mornfang brown or mahogany from Pro Acryl, then the highlights pop a lot more, because it's really hard to highlight dark skin. But if you highlight it with like a white or a cream and then go over that with a rich brown, it's a lot more like rich. It works really well. But yeah, we have some wing guides. There's all good stuff here. All good stuff. Going through the book is my favorite part of getting an army set because it's thrilling. I am not crazy about the way that they're showing the weapons, but I guess it's beginner friendly. I don't know. I'm like super picky choosy about weapons, and I am doing non-metallic metal for this army. I know I literally said like 45 minutes ago, I'm never going to start an army with full non-metallic metal, but this time is different because there's so little metal on them. It's really just their weapons, and weapons are so fast. And I guess they're little shoulder pads, but again, it'll be quick. It'll be quick. Hi, Movin'! Welcome, friend! We're going through the book now. We just looked at all of the models, and we're sharing our feelings about them. And actually someone asked about my appearance on Play On Next and how I basically quit out on my Cities of Sigmar army for this army, so that raises some complications. Yes, they are. I haven't, so hold on, this is all just like the writing. I haven't looked through the Path to Glory stuff, but I love narrative campaigns, and so I'm really, really, really excited to get into the Path to Glory stuff. And I'm really, like, I've been trying to start a Path to Glory campaign forever, and every single time I do, something happens. Like, it's like, we move to a different state, or we have twins, or like whatever it is that happens, and I never get to start my campaign. So I'm hoping that this is my time. Okay guys, I'm gonna go to the back because I just want to talk quickly about, look at this glorious picture right here. So beautiful. I just want to talk about, if anyone wants to see a specific unit and their information, let me know. But for now, I wanted to kind of talk about like the different battle line options, because that is my greatest source of conflict. Although now that I know you can have more than one general, that's not as big of a deal. But my main question is, should I be running Crypt Flayers or Crypt Horrors? So those are the big guys. They're like this big. They look just like giant ghouls, and one of them has wings and the other ones don't. I think it's the Flayers that have wings and then the Horrors don't, or vice versa. I don't know. Let me check the card. Yeah, the Flayers have the wings. That's what I thought. They're flaying, duh. But I have a few units of those that I was gonna, again, have for my Soulblight Gravelord army, and I don't know what to do. I think I probably just need to play some games first with just the army set, and then figure out like what aspects I like. Is flying actually something that's important that I'm gonna use and like and enjoy for my playstyle? Like, and so on before I build any more stuff, because I have a lot of stuff that I need to build. But yes, it's your time. You got this. There's a chance I might have to fight someone for this box set we have at the studio, though I should just paint Disciples of Siege. Who are you gonna fight, Movin? Who else wants it? That's so funny. Did you guys get multiple boxes, or is it just the one? Because I remember like when Leviathan came out, it was so cool how you guys had like multiple copies, which makes so much sense for you all. But us regular normie people get one. We just get one. I'm trying to keep this in focus. Oh, okay, just one. I don't know about like all of the sub-factions apart from the only research I did was who's running what as battle line, because that's all I really cared about. But I'm wondering if there are any of the sub-factions, like which one is more like close combat-y, or does it not matter? I really like the idea of kind of being swoopy, having a lot of flying units, swooping in and out, being really mobile and really versatile. I feel like that's always my playstyle in any game. Like in World of Warcraft, I'm always going to be a hunter. I'm going to be far away and shooting my bow. In Underworld, I'm always going to be like the Starblood Stalkers, because they have so much mobility and there's lots of them and they're all over the place. But it's also like at the same time, I don't like running lots of teeny tiny units. I want like mid-size and large units, but I still want them to be fast and I still want them to be strong. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I really don't, but that is the book. In typical nerd fashion, it will probably be a game of 40k to decide. Wait, what? I actually looked through. Oh, hi Chromatic, how are you? WWE SmackDown or Hardy round of rock, paper, scissors. Oh, okay, you're talking to Allison. Yes, that would be. I feel like a game of 40k is the only way to determine things at the studio. I actually looked through a GW book in person for the first time a month ago, and the art was so cool to see, and I was like, do I need to buy these books just to smell them and drool over the art? Yes! So that is essentially like the most exciting part of a new Battletome drop or new army set, is the excitement of getting to sniff the book and just like read the lore and just like feel the pages. I'm like a big book nerd, so like, you know, there's the whole like Audible bandwagon where everyone's like listening to their books. I still am a person who prefers to like hold the physical book in my hands, which is a lot less efficient because you can't do anything else while you're reading a physical book. But gosh, I just love books so much, you guys. Yeah, so I've shown you guys all the stuff. If there's anything else you would like to see before I end, please let me know, because that's what I'm here for. And yeah, this is so fun. Like, I'm having a really good time. Movin says, I may or may not have cracked open both the Necron and AdMech books and sniffed them before anyone else could at the studio. The first sniffs are like the strongest, you know, because I feel like the smell kind of like leaks out after a while and fades away. Okay, Movin says, I want to see the new big leader model person. Are you talking about the Gore Chosen? That's the only one that I have. You talking about this guy? I don't have the super big daddy guy. I didn't get him sent to me. I don't think he's gonna be out anytime soon. But I do have this guy, and if you want a size comparison, because my freaking hair tie was on my wrist and it was so tight. Can you see that? I fell asleep with it on. Here he is next to a regular guy. So their actual bodies aren't that different in size. I mean, he's definitely bigger, but it's not anything drastic. But because he's perched up high and his wings are all out, he has really, really great table presence. Oh, you mean the rules for the Dark Souls boss looking guy? You're talking about the big daddy guy. Here, actually, let me show you the card. I think would be easier. You guys, I love that all the army sets come with the cards. And like when you have all of them, hold up. When you have the whole big stack, you just feel like such a baller. Like they're big in your hands, you know? And you just feel like you have wealth. I freaking love it. Movin, you talking about this guy? The box set comes with cards for the entire army and not just the box set. Yes, sir. Yep, we have the entire army's worth of cards. It's fantastic. I love that they're doing that now. They did that for the Lizardmen box, and they did that for the Cities of Sigmar box. So yes, it's juicy. Okay, so let's take a look at his War Scroll. First of all, once again, look at the beauty. Look at the sheer beauty of him. He looks so menacing. I love him. I love him. And he's got like the huge cape, and oh my gosh. 16 wounds on him. He's meaty. He's meaty. An ancient and monstrous lord amongst vampires, Ishorin is amongst the most dreaded of Nagash's Montarch's servants. He is a font of cursed madness that escalates the mania of his ghoul servants, even as he annihilates foes with talon and gore-splattered scepter. He's dope. It basically is what that means. I don't know if you guys can see, but here are all of his stats. So he has his scepter and monstrous claws and fangs. He's strong. We're wounding on a 2+. Ugh, I love him. I love him so much. Hey, Cribbit, welcome. Allison says, having those cards would certainly cut down time I spend making little note cards. Yes, yes, Allison. Funny story. So when like the whole 10th edition thing happened, I had just spent so much time before 10th edition came out making cards for all of my Votann and my Space Wolves, and then 10th edition came out and it's like bing bang boom, we have cards now, and I was so bummed about that because I spent so much time. But to be fair, like writing everything helps me kind of memorize it better, so I was like more familiar with my stuff, which again didn't matter because things changed in 10th edition. But yeah, the cards, the Battle Scroll cards are so nice. They're really thick and good quality, and they smell really, really good. They smell different than the book, but still good. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see or read. I don't know how clear it is. It looks pretty clear for me, but I'm gonna hold this here for a sec, so that you guys can read if you care to. I feel like my hand is steady when I'm painting, but just like holding something up to the camera, I'm all like shaky. I don't know why. I probably should eat something. So guys like this that are like centerpiece models for armies, I have such a hard time because my brain has a really difficult time like remembering rules and remembering like which circumstances to use specific things. So it's like when I see paragraphs on paragraphs like this, all I'm thinking is, ooh, I want to run him because he's cool and he's big and he's scary and he must be really powerful. But as far as the actual army mechanics, I just really need to like start playing more so I can get more familiarized with what he can actually do, because I still don't really even know like what his primary role is other than to be big and cool, you know? Allison says, I do kind of like making those cards. They just aren't as pretty. Right. Right. My handwriting personally is terrible. I don't know about yours, but yeah, mine aren't nearly as pretty. Also, the backs of these, they all have this really, really cool art. And the backs of, hold on, let me just pull out all the little cards too so you can see they're like an actual little deck, like flipped, you know what I mean? Like they're like regular playing cards. They're so cool. And these, you guys, these cards smell like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I don't know if we have any Yu-Gi-Oh people in chat, but like, there's a very specific smell. Yu-Gi-Oh cards smell different than Pokemon cards and different than Magic cards, and these smell like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I haven't smelled that smell in years, and it just makes me so happy. It makes me so happy just to have this. All comes with the army set, so it's great. You have everything you need, and these like visual representations help me and my brain so much, because if there's not a physical representation of the rule on the table or on like my little area where I'm keeping my stuff, I simply won't remember it. It doesn't matter how many times I read it, how many times I go over it. If I don't have the cards, I just won't remember. So it helps a lot. We need a tabletop game card smell tier list. Yes, we should do that. Right off the bat, I think Yu-Gi-Oh cards smell the best. I think original Pokemon cards, because the smell of Pokemon cards changed. If you buy a pack of Pokemon cards today, they are not the same as back in the day. But Magic cards smell really good too. I don't think I could choose between Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic. Pokemon cards have recently been demoted in my own personal tier list because they changed. They just don't hit the way they used to. I totally forgot about the, it's like, I feel like smells carry so much nostalgia and you don't really think about it. Like you can tuck something away in your brain for years and years and years and then smell something and just like get smacked with it. Yu-Gi-Oh is S tier for sure, no doubt about it. I haven't opened a pack of Magic cards in years, but that smell still makes me happy. Yes, so I feel like, now this is a little off topic, slightly. I feel like Magic cards, it depends on the thing that you're opening. Like a standard like booster pack smells different than a commander deck. Has anyone else realized that? I got the new Lord of the Rings commander decks and I was so excited to open them and sniff them, and they just didn't smell the way that other Magic cards smell. I don't know why. I don't know if I got a bad batch, but you just can't beat the booster pack smell. This is making me want to buy, just for science, buy various packs of cards and rank them. But Magic is like a drug for me. I can't, like, I bought the commander decks just because I really, really wanted the Lord of the Rings ones, and I can't play games with them because if I play games with them, then I'm gonna get back into it. And I am, what year is it? 2023. I am 10 years clean of Magic this year, so I'm not trying to get back into it. Malev says, I just bought a bunch of secondhand Gates of Interra stuff. That sort of thing was sitting in the seller's basement attic for a few years, let it go really cheap. Wow. The smell on those items of their house or storage is really unique. I was hit with it and with opening the box. Yeah, I love those rare finds. Sometimes you can get some really great deals. Semi-Serious Nerd says, I haven't opened booster packs for any card game in a really long time. You should. Just take yourself back. It feels so good. I'm 25 years clean of Magic the Gathering. You gotta one-up me like that. I was 25 years ago. I didn't know there was a card sniffing community. Yep, you found it. You found it. Here's a question for you. What smells better, Yu-Gi-Oh cards or a fresh codex? Oh, don't ask me such things. I don't know. I feel like I'd have to sniff them side by side, one after the other, to really truly determine that. A fine vintage, yes, yes. I've been clean of Magic, never touched the stuff. Oh my god, Mubin. Just you telling me that makes me want to corrupt you a little bit because you would love it. Malev, you too. Oh my god. You would love it. You got some pure mods. I have some S tier mods, that's for sure. Magic the Gathering is the best game. It's just, it hooks you in, and it reminds me of 40K in that it hooks you in, and or just, I guess, just Games Workshop stuff in general. It hooks you in. It's the best. Wizards of the Coast, like, oh god, am I gonna get into it? They know they're the best, and so they keep plowing out with new release after new release after new release after new release. It's exhausting. It is exhausting, and it's like draining, and it's like as soon as you get used to your stuff and you're invested and you filled out your range for that quarter, then it's time to start over, and you never feel content like you're on top of it because you're broke. Yes, the 3-month release cycle, that's exactly what pushed me out too. And I feel like with cards, like Warhammer is expensive, right? But you get so much time, like you buy an expensive box, and assuming you actually finish it, you have so much time to put in as far as like building it, painting it, and then using it to play with. And I feel like with cards, there's a lot less time to get through the cycle, because it's like, okay, you buy it, you open it, you use it to play games, and then it's time for a new cycle. You know what I mean? And then it's just like you're spending so much money, but you're not getting that time that you're paying for. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like, I feel like Warhammer's a better investment for that reason, because you're paying for it, but then you can put more time into it. Now I want to go buy some. I'm sorry. I feel like this stream has been a bad influence in multiple ways. You know, I feel like Scented Candle Peeps should get into making candles through the smell of fresh codex or booster packs. Yes! Yes, it's a silent gold mine still needing to be realized. I would buy them. I would buy them in a heartbeat. And I'm surprised because you know how they had those, like, they had different candles for different factions, but they didn't think to make, like, a codex smelling candle. Like, that would have been so dope. There's a better return on investment with 40k. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. And I think just in general, like, just the fact that there's so much hobbying and work that goes into what you're buying, I think it's a lot smarter to get into something like 40k. But oh, just the feeling of opening the booster packs, you guys. I miss it. I miss it so much. But we're 10 years clean. We're not going back. We're not doing it. Alright, you guys. Something about streaming, I say this every time, but something about streaming makes me so hungry. I'm gonna go have some lunch. Normally, because I stream in the evenings, it's always like a late night snack before bed after streaming. But I'm gonna go make myself some lunch. I'm gonna try to figure out who we're gonna raid. Give me a sec. This is my favorite part of the whole thing. No raidable channels. I guess no one that I'm following is on right now. Does anyone have any recommendations? Oh, thank you, Christian. I appreciate that. Yeah, that was so fun. And that's what made me and Mubin like best friends. Although we tell people we're like arch enemies. It's not true. He's actually one of my best homies. Thank you for the follow. I think it's Dahooz. Jimmy the Brush. Okay, let's see. Jimmy the Brush. There we go. Okay, guys, we're gonna go raid. I'll see you over there. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let me know what you thought of the whole shebang. It's not letting me raid now. Oh, here we go. All right, I'll see you over there.